In my previous video, I had shared with you how I had folded a big piece of craft paper into this A4 size journal book that I decided to handmade for myself. And in this video today, I'm going to share with you how I come up with the very first background for each of the pages with very basic materials I have around my house and downstairs around my flat, with speed up videos that I can show you later. So if you are interested, you're welcome to stay around and check out how I do all these textures and markings for the pages. Remember, I have number markings on each of the pages before, so I started off by erasing all the pencil markings away. The next thing I do is to remove away the sides of most of the pages except for the backing page, so they will all be the same breadth. So I use a technical saw to help me with this. As each of the pages are double pages glued together, the initial tearing part may be quite challenging, so a scissors will be very helpful to start off the tearing. I'm pretty happy with how it turns out looking. The edges are raw, and only the backing page and the first cover page has some kind of a definite fold at the edge, so I find that it makes it feels more like a cover and a back page. Do you drink tea on a daily basis? I find that I cannot live without oolong tea. So this is a part of my 大红袍 brew of Chinese tea, and it is the initial part where the tea brewing produce the most amount of tea that needs to be washed off before even drinking. So I use this part to drip on inside the journal and just seeing what will happen. The next day, the tea stains doesn't show up much, so I decided to try use some gouache paints to create some background. And since the pages are uneven by themselves already, using a palette knife would be able to create some uneven textures as well. I'm thinking maybe it will help for background, but I have no idea what I'm going to create out of each pages as of now. I'm just having fun putting paints over and seeing what will happen later. Other than using the palette knife, I also use a card to apply the paints onto the pages so that it will come up with a different kind of texture effect. So I use this on different colors for different pages. On this particular day, I finished my 铁观音 oolong tea again. So I thought maybe leaving the tea leaves overnight to dry in the journal book may help to leave some markings in the pages. So what do you think? I actually leave it in the journal book for a few days to dry. And yes, it does leave some slight marking in the bowl. It's quite interesting, and it works, so I'm quite happy about it. I went downstairs to my flat to collect some twigs, and this time round I'm using acrylic, mix it with some water inside, and try to come up with some textures by using my non-dominant hand, my left hand, to see how I can apply the paints onto the pages. And due to the already uneven pages, it does produce some interesting texture on the page itself. So I'm really having a lot of fun seeing the contrast coming out. It is not constant, and it is very random. Some parts are thin, some parts are thicker, some parts are stronger, some parts are not really clear. So this is what I like about a background. Very random and unexpected. Finding the brown color paint on the surfaces really organic looking, I decided to apply it to some of the rest of the pages, running it along the edges of some of the patterns. And I find it very relaxing and fun because it's very easy. Just follow the edge of where I feel the marks should go. I also pick up some other kinds of twigs that may provide a different kind of patterns. So it turned out looking really boring at first due to the non-ability to pick up colors. But as I started to get used to applying colors to it, I find it starting to get more and more fun because I can see some kind of swirls and movements of markings on the surface. So this paint maybe is also being applied in orange, and orange, it feels like fire, it feels like a warm movement over the page. I started to enjoy this tweet more and more. I feel like it can convey a sense of movement, like maybe the wind that is moving across the atmosphere. So I decided to put it on the cover page as well. And I really start to enjoy it due to the different intensity of the movement. Sometimes it can be seen like the wind. Sometimes it can be stronger. And I felt that this expression is really, really beautiful. And so I applied it to the rest of the many pages. The next experiment is to use these leaves that has holes really bitten off by the caterpillar or worms. I tried applying the paints through them, but it doesn't seem to be very beautiful. So I tried to do some roller paint on paints that's already applied on the leaf, and it seems to appear better. I like the texture that is not so visible, but then it is clear and unclear, contrasty all at the same time. So I decided to do this instead, painting the leaf with my brush and roll it onto the pages to have different overlaying textures. The next one is to play with more roller using another paint which has a more definite shape, like a long rectangle instead of organic shapes created by the leaves. So I feel like this one it has a contrast in terms of color and in terms of shape. Okay, I'm almost coming to the last part of this journal. This is the last page, and I really do not have much idea anymore except to bring out the rest of the leaves that I had collected downstairs and to see what I can produce out from them. I'm actually honestly a bit tired already by this time, and I'm just putting them on the page and see what I can roll out of them. Anyhow rolling to see, oh, maybe I can create some kind of undefinite shape that is not clear how it's being produced. At one point, I'm not even sure what I'm doing, but I know that rolling it on the leaves, it does produce some kind of negative and positive space from the roller and the leaves itself. So I just keep doing it and see what will happen. I came to a part where I found myself rolling paint on the leaves and printing the paint on the leaves on the pages. So to continue to create that undefinite shape, so after the whole messy printing has been done, I remove those leaves and twigs from the page, and I find this page quite different from the rest of the pages. It's definitely indefinite shapes going on, and I decided to use my left hand again to smudge the edges of the paint, just playing around and relaxing myself along this last page of my journal page, doing the background. It's a very fun and explorative journey for me. I can say it's relaxing. I have no procedures or I have no steps to follow doing the backgrounds for this journal book. I just follow my heart and do it accordingly to how I feel I should be doing for each page, and extending those pins, and especially the twigs where I feel it is fun to extend to different pages. So, well, I am recording this now. I already have an idea of how I'm going to explore during my first page, the kind of collage that I'm going to put in my first page. So if you are interested, I welcome you to come back to my channel to check out my first journey of how I come up with a picture, whimsical kind, for my first page. Alright, thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye.